Okay, it's 5 o'clock. I would like to call this May 14th, 2024 City Planning Commission meeting to order. I would ask you, your cell phones, please turn them on silent so not to disrupt the meeting. Anyone wishing to address the board, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. First thing on the agenda is approval of minutes from April 9th.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions, comments, or concerns on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The minutes are approved. Director Sheehan.
Mr. President, we have one case that will be continued tonight. Item number 2 on the agenda, case P08A24, that's 2323 North Elizabeth Street. We've not heard the BZA variances yet. They will be heard in June. So this case will be heard at a later time, but the BZA for that parcel will be heard in the June meeting, unless the petitioner would remove it from the agenda for whatever reason. So our first case to be heard tonight is case P05Z24, the petition of Goyer Apartments LLC requesting the City Plan Commission petition to recommend to the Kokomo Common Council for changes in zone classification from R1 to M3. And this is property at 2008 South Goyer Road.
Move for approval.
Second.
Is there someone here to represent this case? Please come forward.
And before she gets up, I might just add that this is one of those housekeeping situations to the board. These poor folks bought this property. They came in for a simple sign permit, and we found out that the property was still zoned residential. It's been zoned residential for years and years. It shouldn't be zoned that, so they agreed to go through the process to get it zoned multifamily to bring it up to code. Sorry about that.
Good evening. My name is Natasha Bontrager with Goyer Apartments LLC at 2008 South Goyer Road. And we are just looking to get the classification changed from an R1 to an M3, as it is an 18-unit multifamily residence and has been since 1970 when it was built. And it was never zoned correctly, so we just acquired it in November of 2023 and want to just do everything the right way. And we'd like to make sure that it's zoned correctly so we can get the permit for the sign, of course, and then move forward with our renovations.
Any questions from the board before we have staff report? Director Sheehan.
A staff report for case P05Z24, Goyer Apartments LLC requested change in zone classification for the parcel addressed from R1 very low density residential within the GO overlay, gateway office overlay, to M3 in the gateway office overlay. The area will continue to be utilized as apartments. The owner was unaware the property was not zoned correctly. In an effort to make the lot compliant, a rezoning is being requested. The adjoining property zonings are to the north R1, to the south IS institutional, to the east R1, and to the west M2 multifamily. According to the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, the parcel located at 2008 South Goyer Road is located in an area designated for US 31 primary gateway. According to the City of Kokomo zoning ordinance, the district intent of the gateway office overlay serves as a primary gateway to Kokomo, accommodating businesses that need high visibility. Therefore, the zone is mainly suitable for professional office and light industry. The zone OC office commercial is the base zone for this sub-district. Land use goals to encourage orderly and responsible development to promote health, safety, and quality of life for residents in the City of Kokomo while maintaining Kokomo as a leading community for affordable housing. Relevant land use objectives are to encourage adequate land for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. Designate specific districts in the community suitable for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. The goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Transportation Map is to enhance connections throughout the city for improved safety, function, and efficiency for all modes of transportation, including vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian networks. According to the transportation map, these parcels are primarily located on 2008 South Goyer Road, which is defined as being a minor arterial. A minor arterial is a street that collects and distributes traffic to and from collectors and primary arterial streets. The traffic count for this area at 2008 South Goyer Road is 7,861 cars per day. The staff desires that the board forward a favorable recommendation to the Kokomo Common Council.
Any questions from the board? Now we've had staff report. Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P05Z24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, Mr. President. I'm sorry.
I gotta read my last sentence, I fell asleep.
Okay.
This case will now go to city council and will be represented there by Councilman Grieco.
I wondered when I was getting my shout out. I mean, I just,
Well, you get plenty of shout outs. Next case is case P06Z24, petition of Jeffrey and Tamara Davidson requesting the City Plan Commission petition to recommend to the Kokomo Common Council for a change in zone classification from N2 multifamily residential to C1 small to medium scale general commercial. This is at 422 West Effenball and 1422 South Webster.
Move for approval.
second.
If someone here to represent this case, please come forward.
Again, while he's coming up to the microphone, just a little bit of back history. If you all remember correctly, a few months ago, this property came before us and was zoned multifamily. They were going to put some apartments. Since that happened, the then owner decided to sell. A new group bought it, and they want to go back. It's going to be used as an event, a banquet hall like it was before. So they're just rezoning it back to C1 so they can operate the banquet hall.
Hello, I'm Alan Davidson. I'm here on behalf of Jeff and Tammy Davidson, Hog Heaven. That's 425 West Effenball. And like Greg just said, we just recently reacquired the parking lot and the event center across the street. And we're looking to do small events, banquets, and so on.
Any questions from the board before we have staff report? Director Sheila.
Staff report for case P06Z24. Jeffrey and Tammy Davidson's requested a change in zone classification for the parcel shown below from M2 multifamily residential to C1 small to medium scale general commercial. The proposed for the rezoning request is so the property can remain a banquet hall meeting facility. Joining property zonings are to the R4. To the north, all of them are R4, north, south, east, and west are all R4 urban residential. According to the City of Kokomo zoning ordinance, the above listed joint properties are appropriate adjacent districts. According to the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, this section of West Effenball Street and South Webster is located in an area proposed for medium density residential, Medium density residential is an area designated for single family housing of varying types between 3 to 6 dwelling units per acre. Typical medium density housing would be single family detached duplexes, triplexes, condominiums, townhomes, and cluster housing. This area is not located with any overlay districts. Land use goals to encourage orderly and responsible development to promote health, safety, and quality of life of residents in the City of Kokomo while maintaining Kokomo as a leading community for affordable housing. Relevant land use objectives are to ensure that adequate and suitable land exists for all uses and reflects the market demand, ensure that land uses are compatible with adjacent environmental features. Goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Transportation Map is to enhance connections throughout the city for improved safety, function, and efficiency for all modes of transportation, including vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian networks. According to the transportation map, this area of West Effenball and South Webster is defined as a minor or collector. A minor collector is a street designed to facilitate the collection of traffic from local streets. Also, it provides circulation within neighborhood areas and convenient ways to reach arterial streets. The traffic count for this area of West Effenball and South Webster is 2,759 cars per day. The staff desires that the board forward a favorable recommendation to the Kokomo Common Council.
Any questions from the staff? Now we've had staff report. Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P06Z24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is approved. It will now go to the Common Council, represented there by Councilman Grieco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, Mr. President, is case P08Z24, petition of Custom Container Growers LLC requesting the City Plan Commission petition to recommend to the Kokomo Common Council for change in zone classification from AGOL Agricultural Overlay to OIAOL Office Industrial Agricultural Overlay. This is for property south of to the south of 1501 East 200 North.
Move for approval.
Second.
Someone here to represent this case, please come forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Wyman, 1533 West Lincoln Road, Kokomo, Indiana. I'm here this evening on behalf of Custom Contained Build LLC in the estate of Durbin Fletcher, requesting a change in the overlay zone for the area that's shown on the sheets that you have before you. A portion of this property is already zoned this way, and so we're just asking that the remainder of the property conform to that zoning. And there's a tremendous amount of industrial and commercial zoning out in this area already, so we feel it conforms very well. So we're just trying to get the whole property and to have the same zoning.
Any questions from the board before we have staff report? Director Sheeline.
Staff report for case P08Z24, Custom Container Buildings LLC on behalf of the state of Fletcher, Durbin, has requested a change in the overlay zone for the area shown below. Although section of said parcel is currently within the office industrial agricultural overlay, the other portion is not. Therefore, the request is to have the remaining portion that currently falls within the agricultural overlay be rezoned to office industrial agricultural overlay. The adjoining properties zones are as follows: to the north, agricultural and MI, medium intensity industrial, and HI, high intensity industrial, heavy manufacturing. To the south, MI, moderate intensity industrial, and to the east, agricultural, and to the west, MI, moderate intensity industrial, light manufacturing, and LI, low intensity industrial business park. According to the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, the parcel located at East 200 North is located in an area proposed for both US 31 agricultural and an office high-tech light industrial. The US 31 agricultural overlay is designated to only recognize existing uses along the corridor and provide for their continued operations. Since new non-agricultural uses are discouraged, the petitioner is requesting a change in the overlay that covers said parcel, and this parcel is bordered by the office industrial agricultural overlay. Land use goals to encourage orderly and responsible development to promote health, safety, and quality of life of residents of the city of Kokomo while maintaining Kokomo as a leading community for affordable housing. Relevant land use objectives are to encourage adequate land for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. Designate specific districts in the community suitable for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. The goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan The goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Transportation Map is to enhance connections throughout the city for improved safety, functions, and efficiency for all modes of transportation, including vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian networks. According to Transportation Map, these parcels are primarily located on East 200 North, which is defined as being a minor collector. A minor collector is a street designed to facilitate the collection of traffic from local streets. Also, it provides circulation within neighborhood areas and convenient ways to reach arterial streets. The traffic count for the area of East 200 North is at 3,481 cars per day. The staff desires that the board forward a favorable recommendation to the Kokomo Common Council.
Any questions from the board? Now, we've had staff report. Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P08Z24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. It now goes to the Common Council and will be represented there by Councilman Greenfield.
Thank you all very much.
Next case, Mr. President, is case P09Z24, petition of Federal National Mortgage Association requesting the City Plan Commission petitioner recommended the Kokomo Common Council for change in zone classification from C2 medium to large scale general commercial to R5 high density urban residential. This is at 1023 South Union Street.
Move for approval.
Second.
Someone here to represent this case, please come forward.
I'm Ian Hoffer with Wynkoop Brokerage Firm. I'm the realtor that represents Fannie Mae here in Kokomo. This particular property we've been dealing with for about 3 years now. When I first went into it, I do remember that there was something that looked like a dog grooming room in the back, and it looks like that the owners at some point had this residential house rezoned commercial for this purpose. Fannie Mae completely remodeled the home. We put it on the market. It was appraised, and that's when we found out that it was zoned commercial. So we do have a buyer for it, and we're just asking it to be switched back to residential so we can close. The house was built in 1900, and it's been that way since, so we really don't feel it should be an issue.
Any questions from the board before we have staff report? Director Sheehan.
Staff report for case P09Z24, Federal National Mortgage Association has requested change in zoning classification for the parcel address specified from C2 medium to large-scale general commercial to R5 urban residential in order to be utilized as a single-family residence. This structure was initially built as a home in the 1900s. Adjoining properties, zonings are to the north, neighborhood commercial; to the south, R4 urban residential; to the east, IS institutional use; and to the west, R4 urban residential. According to the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map, the parcel located at 1023 South Union is located in an area for office high-tech light industry. Office high-tech light industrial is classified as employment centers that utilize medium to large-scale buildings with medium to large-scale parking lots. Also, these facilities have low traffic, environmental, or aesthetic impact on surrounding areas. However, this area is bordered by the R4 urban residential and neighborhood commercial zoning districts. Land use goals to encourage orderly and responsible development to promote health, safety, and quality of life of residents in the city of Kokomo while maintaining Kokomo as a leading community for affordable housing. Relevant land use objectives are to encourage adequate land for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. Designate specific districts in the community suitable for residential, commercial, industrial, institutional, and recreational uses. The goal of the City of Kokomo Comprehensive Plan Transportation Map is to enhance connections throughout the city for improved safety, function, and efficiency for all modes of transportation, including vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian networks. According to the transportation map, these parcels are primarily located on 1023 South Union Street, which is defined as being a local street. A local street is designed primarily to provide access to abutting properties and discouraging through traffic. The traffic count for this area of 1023 South Union is 11,156 cars per day. The staff desires that the board forward a favorable recommendation to the Kokomo Common Council.
Any questions from the board? Now we've had staff report. Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P09Z24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. It will now go to the Common Council and be represented there by Councilman.
Thank you.
Next item, Mr. President, is case P03P24, petition of Indiana Car Wash Holdings, Print Law, for requested approval, primary and final plat for Indiana Car Wash Holdings. This is for property at 2435 West Jefferson Street.
Move for approval?
Second.
Someone here to represent this case, please come forward.
Good evening. My name is Corey Smith with MLS Engineering based out of Fort Wayne. I have Scott Hammer with me today representing Indiana Car Wash Holdings as well. Address is 10060 Bent Creek Boulevard, Fort Wayne. We are currently proposing a automatic car wash facility with 2 drive-through lanes and 2 vacuum stations, as well as an oil sand separator, which is typical for car washes, and a reclaim tank for recycling water throughout the building. We also have a detention pond to the south of our property to handle stormwater.
Any questions from the board? Everything good from plat?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P03P24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is approved. Congratulations.
The next case, Mr. President, is case P09A24, petition of Indiana Car Wash Holdings requesting development plan approval for Indiana Car Wash Holdings. Again, this is 2435 West Jefferson Street.
Move for approval?
Second.
Please go.
Same as I mentioned just before. We're looking to, develop a car wash facility at the place at 2435 West Jefferson Street. All previous comments stand.
Any questions from the board? All good for plat? Yes, sir. Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P09A24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next case, Mr. President, is case P04, P24, petition of Hagerman Group requesting approval of primary and final plat for Kokomo Shell Building. This is at 414 East 400 North.
Move for approval?
Second.
Commissioners, good to be back with you this evening. My name is Rob Young. I'm a vice president with the Hagerman Group. I'm joined this evening by Joe Dunaway, our project executive for this project, as well as our broker, Paul Wyman. Regarding the plat, relatively simple plat, 21.877 acres, one full prior parcel and a portion of a second parcel makes up that plat. We did have a good meeting with many of you May 1st at the technical committee review. The minor revisions asked for have been made, and that's represented in the 2 pages that you have before you this evening. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from the board? Is there any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P04, P24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is approved.
The next case, Mr. President, is case P10A24, petition of the Hagerman Group requesting development plan approval for Kokomo Shell Building. Again, this is at 414 East 400 North.
Move for approval?
Second.
Please go.
Again, Rob Young with the Hagerman Group here, representing HH Kokomo Spec 1 LLC, the developer of the shell building that we're talking about. As we've shared a number of times now, this is basically a 2-stage process where we build essentially the envelope of the building, and then when there's an end user identified, be they a lessee or a purchaser, we'll be back in front of you for the build-out plan for that shell.
Any questions from the board?
Do you have drainage board approval already?
Yes, we received that last week.
Last week?
We were here for that meeting, and
Could you get us a copy of that approval?
absolutely, yep, that was unanimous approval last week.
Everything else is good, yep. Is there any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of case P10A24, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you, Commissioners.
John, we have a copy of the drainage approval letter in the case file.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Director Sheila, anything under other business?
I have no other business tonight, Mr. President. No.
Next on the agenda is approval of claims.
I move to approve claims in the amount of $32,333.12.
Second. Another motion and a second for approval of claims. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Claims are approved. For information, the Howard County had a meeting on May 21st.
About 5 cases, I think.
Cool. Need a motion to adjourn, please.
Move to
Adjourn.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Before you go.
I know.